What's going on, everyone out there in YouTube land? I'm your fat fuck Bearhugger29, and welcome to yet another rant episode. Today, well, first and foremost, apologies for not releasing any videos sooner than later. There really hasn't been anything to really discuss, at least two that I feel that is worth justifiable to talk about. However, today's video is going to be rather a different approach because I have another theory that I want to go ahead and discuss. Now, I want to go ahead and make a couple things clear and put a disclaimer right at the front of this fucking thing, okay? In no shape, way, or form am I fucking hating on Sony in any shape, way, or form, nor am I hating on anything related to the PS4 related to this video. However, I am discussing something related towards Sony that a lot of Sony fanboys out there are not necessarily getting taken advantage of, but is a smart way to approach a business structure that Sony is actually doing with the PlayStation 4. Now, bear in mind, this is just my own theory, okay? None of this is probably true, but I'm just throwing out my opinion theory, or just something to discuss, okay? I don't want any hate in the comments. I don't want any Sony fucking fanboys down below fucking telling me that I'm making fun of this or talking shit. I'm not here talking shit about anything. I'm giving you guys a complete straight up fucking theory, okay? Like I said, theories are not fact, all right? This is just speculation, just me talking about an issue or just spreading my opinion about a related something or just thinking outside the box, okay? So now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and discuss what I'm about to actually talk about. So first, let me go ahead and take a drip of my fucking Coca-Cola because this is going to be some pretty out there shit, okay, people? So, alright, so first and foremost, I have a theory as to the real reason why I believe Sony turned down EA service, not because of the fact that a lot of the people who do hate Sony, a lot of the haters out there towards Sony are saying negative things such as, because they don't want to expose PlayStation's Plus fucking crap that they've been doing as far as the PlayStation 4 has been released. That's mainly the main one that I always hear from that. I don't think it has anything to do with that at all, period. I think there's more to it. But obviously Sony's not going to come out and just blatantly state why they didn't want to, or why they rejected EA's access service for their system. Another thing I want to go ahead and discuss is about the simple fact is why The Last of Us, not the simple fact, not a fact, but why I believe that the game like Last of Us was not an actual upgradable game like Black Flag was, Battlefield 4 was, and Ghost was at launch, where you can pay $10 to get the upgraded version to the PS4. I also want to discuss why that game was $10 or was $50, not your standard $30 or $40 for the remastered version. And I also want to talk about PlayStation Now, because these three elements are all interconnected as to the main reason why I am making this video for you guys. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be fucking, saying it was a lot of loopholes in your theory, blah, 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 blah. I mean, yeah, there's obviously going to be loopholes in there because I don't know all of the actual strategic facts that Sony is trying to do with their said system, but really, really think about it for a minute, okay? Because when I was thinking about this, I thought long and hard about this. I wasn't even going to make a video based on this because this is just a complete shot in the dark, people, okay? So I want to go ahead and let's connect all of those three elements together and sum it up with one word. Income, okay? We all know that the PS3 had a pretty rocky generation. Sony lost a lot of money last gen, and their electronics department hasn't been doing all too well. Their phone department's been pretty shit-tastic lately, sorry. I could be wrong on that. I don't really follow a lot of their phone stuff, but I remember reading an article a little while back about their electronics not doing too well. Considering right now that the only profitable money that they have pretty much basically made was the last two years of the 7th generation and what the PS4 is bringing in, but it still doesn't make up for the fact of the amount of money that they've lost over the last couple of years. And now the whole theory is this generation is all about Sony trying to make any form of profitable imagine to make up for the amount of losses that they sacrificed last generation. And believe it or not, like I said, they lost quite a bit of money. Okay, and the thing is, where a company like Nintendo can lose quite a bit, but at the same time, they got fucking truckloads sitting in their bank right now as far as their video game department is concerned. Okay, people, Sony, we don't know how much they have as far as in their financial fucking bank account right now, but I can tell you one thing right now, their losses definitely hurt them pretty fucking bad. Pretty goddamn bad. But here's where my theory starts to kick in, people, okay? First and foremost, the reason why, well, at least this is my reasonings as to why, like, again, this is all theory, this is no facts, people, okay? I want to make that clear. So I'm going to be saying fucking that a lot in my video, okay, people? So let's start off with the whole entire, what do you call it there, PlayStation Now. Two main elements as to why PlayStation Now has to have some form of subscription service fee in there. One, because Sony needs to make some form of profit off of this service, because remember, they put a lot of money into this Geikie company to own the rights to this company in order to build an online streaming infrastructure for the PS4. So they need to make some form of money back on that. Well, there's actually one reason, but I guess you can slash it into two reasons if you really wanted to get technical with it, but let's just round it off to one reason. Fine, fuck it, whatever. They have to make a lot of money. They're going to have to make quite a bit of big fucking bit of money off that shit. Now, Sony fans, fucking whether they're hating it or not, they're still going to buy into it, because these people they will buy into literally every single fucking thing Sony basically says. Okay? They'll bash it, they'll bitch about it for a while, and then they'll just give it and say fuck it and call it a day and start, spending money and throwing money at Sony for these things. I'm not saying these are scams. I'm not saying these are fucking formality things. This is actually somewhat of a good thing for Sony. Because if you guys want Sony to stay in this industry, fucking, yeah, you're going to have to make some sacrifices, people. You're going to have to understand from their eyes what they're trying to do, okay? Now, PlayStation Now is going to have some form of actual subscription fee. As far as the price being dropped, yeah, it could probably be dropped, but it's not going to be dropped dramatically as everybody's hoping for. Because Sony has to make a decent profit off of this PlayStation Now. They have to. Because they invested a shitload of money going into this generation for this company in order to have an online cloud streaming service. So they got to make profit off this shit, people. They have to. So if you're expecting like them to drop like the, like the 90 days from like $50 down to like fucking $30 or $20, it's not going to happen. It's not. I mean, I'll be shocked if they do, unless they make deals or have like, like fucking certain like sales or whatever you want to call it on these said passes, but don't hold your breath on that, because I guarantee you they're not going to lower it down by that much. Maybe by $10 max, maybe $15 if you're lucky, but not going to be more than that. I can almost promise you that. Okay, well, I can't really promise you that, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be in between like $10 or $15 less than what it is now in the beta, but I'm hoping that I'm wrong on that, people. Let's just put it that way, okay? Now, as far as Last of Us being a $50 value, okay? We already know that Last of Us is not, and I repeat, it is not worth the $50 value that Naughty Dog is selling this game for. And this is not in any shape, way, or form bashing on Last of Us, my fucking god. No. The game does not offer enough fucking mortality behind this game to justify that fucking $50 price tag, people. This game should be no more than $30 fucking dollars tops. Maybe 40, but 50 is way too fucking much for a remastered, 1-year-old fucking remastered version of said game. It's bullshit that Sony didn't have to fucking, did not want this game to be part of that, $10 upgrade system, okay? And there's a reason why they did that, all right? Well, at least in my theory, there's a reason why I think Sony did this. They made this choice because they know fucking damn well how good and how fucking well the original PS3 version sold. They re-released the game a year after fucking, and came out with a remastered edition that got released back on Tuesday, so 3 days ago, sorry. 2 days ago, whatever, back on Tuesday of this current week that we're still in. And they didn't want to sell. They didn't want to do that whole entire digital upgrade system where people who would have went out and bought the PS3 version at a cheaper value and just pay an extra $10 to get it upgraded to the PS4 and be done with it. Sony had to make some form of extra profit off of that, along with Naughty Dog. Okay, so what better way to do it than sell the game $10 less than its full digital and slash retail price of $60? Because you know damn well, you Sony fucking ponies out there, and I hate to call you guys that, but I'm sorry, you guys basically do this to your fucking selves. You guys went ahead and you guys definitely took the fucking bait and you bought this game at a fucking retail price that is not worth the value that you're paying for. But you accomplished the fact that you gave your money to fucking the split between the revenue between Sony and fucking Naughty Dog. And which is exactly what Sony wanted you guys to do, to run out, buy this game, even for new customers who have never played the original version of it, who bought the PS4 because they jumped from the Xbox 360 to the PS4, who bought this game because Sony knew damn well that this game was going to definitely fucking sell like hotcakes. It was going to receive perfect scores yet again like the original version did, and everyone was just going to fucking hype it all up again as they did, and went up and fucking bought it day one. Sony had a perfect strategic plan behind this game with Naughty Dog. I'm sure Naughty Dog, tried to convince Sony to do the whole entire $10 digital upgrade. Or maybe it could have just been fucking the fact that Naughty Dog maybe thought that their game was that good to justify it as a $50 price tag, which to me is complete utter shenanigan bullshit, okay? Especially for a year-old fucking game that hasn't even been on the market for an entire year and a half yet, people, all right? Number fucking 3. Now, again, this is not fact. This is just me speculating, of course. What they did with the PS4 is pure fucking genius. They took cheaper parts of PC parts off the actual shelf. And it's about time that consoles are doing this, by the way. It's about fucking time. And they saved themselves a shitload of money in structuring the design of this said system to make it affordable and to make it more powerful instead of having its own unique design chemistry like the PS3 was, or the PS2 and the PS1, etc., etc. This time it was a lot more easier on the budget for Sony to use off-the-shelf PC parts and to create something more powerful as far as home consoles go, of course. I mean, let's not compare the power of the PS4 to the PC, because PC will just completely make the PS4 its bitch, pretty much, put it that way. But what I'm saying is that Sony did a fucking very, very right decision by making the choice of making their console on the powerful side by using off-the-shelf PC parts and making it affordable for consumers, because they knew damn well that if people were to fucking be able to afford a PS4 and it had the power behind it, people were going to grovel in it. People were going to fucking buy that shit outright, and it fucking worked. It fucking worked. And what better way to get more money into Sony's pocket quickly as possible by releasing a cheaper cheaper system by using nothing but PC parts off the actual store shelves. It's fucking a genius system design. It works fucking beautifully. And Sony, I will give you major props for that, because what you did is definitely going to help you get back in the business and definitely get you to make more profit off of your said system. Now, let's talk about PlayStation Plus real quick. I want to go ahead and add this in as an extra bonus. PlayStation Plus, I saw a video that the Apothecow, I keep pronouncing his name wrong. He mentioned that he came up with a video on how he was getting sick and tired of Sony releasing nothing but indie games as the instant downloadable collection games for the PlayStation Plus subscribers. And I have to agree with him. I think that's kind of bullshit to a degree, because, I mean, he brings up good points like, where the fuck is Knack? Where the fuck is Battlefield 4? Where are all these other games that launched, or Killzone Shadowfall for that matter, or Infamous Second Son? How come not one of those games had a month where it was free for everybody to download for free? And the reason why is because fucking on an indie perspective. Now, this one here, the reason why I didn't really want to add this into my video is because this is all just fluff, okay, people? This is just fluff. But I'm adding it in there because I want to get people's highly opinions based on this without any form of damage controlling, without any form of bitching, bantering, calling me this, calling me that. Like I said, this is just all pure speculation. And I'm hoping that I'm wrong on this aspect, but I'm just looking at it and how I'm trying to perceive it in my mind, okay, people? So I just want to make that fucking clear. All right, it's cheaper for Sony to add fucking indie games as of right now, because you gotta remember, Sony is trying to do everything in their willpower to not lose that much money each year. So when they do come out with their financial fucking earnings each year, it's not going to be that dreadful like the PS3 was over the last couple of years. And this is a good thing because, we want Sony to make as much profit as possible so they don't get so that they will want to make a next gen console down the road, because Sony doesn't want the gaming consoles to ever go away. Neither does Microsoft. Neither does Nintendo. Okay, people, that's just a known fucking fact. However, Sony needs to make up for those losses that they had. They want to keep their PlayStation brand going. They want to keep it healthy. And I agree with them on that pack. You know what I mean? That's why I think they're making a lot of these different moves, and that's why I think they turned down EA's Access service. They could have easily added it because, it's no different than what Xbox Live does for Xbox Gold members, man. It'd be the same fucking thing. Xbox Live Gold, people get free games a month, whatever you want to call it. PlayStation now gets free games a month. It's not competing. That value structure that Sony basically said, it's just a cover-up story, people. I'm telling you right now, it's a cover-up story. Okay? Again, take that with a grain of salt, please. Now, you don't even have to take it as fluff, all right? Let's do this video as a joke if you want to. I don't give a shit, but just listen to what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I strongly believe that I think Sony themselves deliberately turned down EA's offer, whatever you want to call it, because Sony is trying to do everything in their willpower to make as much money as they possibly can this gen. From their system selling, from PlayStation Now, plus the sacrificing of cutting costs on instant game collections by switching over to indie games, by keeping services from third parties out of the equation, let Microsoft take care of that for them, or Nintendo for that matter if they really wanted to, etc. This is not bad for fucking Sony at all, people. This is actually a good thing for Sony. And you have to look at it from Sony's prerogative. You have to put yourself in Sony's shoes and try to see the light and try to understand why Sony is making these choices, why they're putting an upscale subscription that a lot of people will think is complete and utter bullshit, why they're fucking only releasing indie games on PlayStation Plus, why they turned down EA's service, why they're doing this and why they're doing that. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, but a lot of the answers are just basically placeholders with crap that Sony is just coming out of their ass with, man, because they're basically covering it up, but not in a negative way. They're doing it in a good term. Maybe covering up was a bad word, but they're saving their own ass, people, is basically what I'm getting at. Okay, they need to make a lot more profit because they need to make up for all the profit they lost last generation. They lost a lot of fucking money, people. Okay, I know Nintendo has too as well, but they can always manage to make up for it from their first party games, from their handhelds, whatever. But with the Vita on the down slope right now, and the PS4 definitely taking off like hotcakes, dude. Sony hit the nail on the coffin with their system. This system is all about making fucking profit back for Sony to get them back in the fucking head of the game again. Why do you think Yoshida came out and basically stated, don't expect to see too many AAA titles this generation? He has a fucking point, people. Because Sony can't afford it, man. They can't afford to make these big budget AAA titles for you guys, man. Except for the ones that many people want, like Uncharted, fucking Little Big Planet, etc. I mean, you guys need to understand the core philosophy that Sony is trying to portray here, people. I'm not making fun of Sony in any shape, way, or form. I want Sony to succeed because I want competition in gaming consoles, man. There has to be competition. If Sony were to leave and Microsoft were to leave and it was just Nintendo, gaming will be done for a majority of gamers out there, man, especially the people who can't stand the fucking Nintendo. They're not going to jump on the bandwagon for Nintendo. They can't stand them. They want Sony, they want Microsoft, we want Nintendo. Whatever the case may be, it does not matter. It's irrelevant. The point of the matter is, what I'm getting at, though, people, is that this generation, what Sony is trying to do is make as much profitable profits as they possibly can to make up for their fucking losses over the last couple of years. Anyways, guys, go ahead, rate, subscribe, and comment my video. Keep the comments clean, people. I'm not here to fucking troll, or I'm not here to fucking get into arguments with people. Like I said, this all could be fluff. I don't give a fuck. State your opinion at the bottom and really think about what I said and see maybe if that could be what Sony is trying to do. Anyways, guys, I will see you guys on the next episode of whatever the hell I decide to make, and catch you guys later. Peace.